So how are Brian Williams, the NBC News broadcaster, and the musical group from my day, Jethro, Tull, exactly the same? They have the same message, so stay tuned. Hello again, everyone. I'm Eli's dad with Project Eli, where we educate, we lead, and we inspire. And a couple of days ago, Brian Williams, the broadcaster, used to be the #1 broadcaster for NBC News, the news in the evening news, and went over to MSNBC. He ran into a couple of issues of his own making, all right, that kind of put him down, dragged him down below the tier where he was. But he kept going and going and going and going, and he learned his lesson from that. He made a bad mistake, but he's overcome that. Well, now he's retiring, and I want to read to you a little bit of his retirement message, just a small portion. And then I also want to point out to you that this isn't the first time that we've heard a message like this. So let's get to it, all right? This is Brian Williams on his last broadcast. Well, look at the time. I'll try to keep this brief. After 28 years of peacock logos on much of what I own, it is my choice now to jump without a net into the great unknown. As I do for the first time in my 62 years, my biggest worry is for my country. The truth is, I'm not a liberal or a conservative. I'm an institutionalist. I believe in this place, and in my love of my country, I yield to no one. But the darkness on the edge of town has spread to the main roads and highways and neighborhoods. It's now at the local bar and bowling alley, at the school board, and at the grocery store. And it must be acknowledged and answered for. Grown men and women who swore an oath to our Constitution, elected by the constituents possessing the kinds of college degrees I could only dream of having, decided to join the mob and become something they are not, while hoping we somehow forget who they were. They decided to burn it all down with us inside. That should scare you to no end, as much as it scares an aging volunteer fireman. And then he went on to say thank you and his goodbyes. But the message is, hey, take a look at the people that we have now in leadership positions. What are they doing? They're stepping away from being a leadership and they're focusing more on how they can be popular rather than focusing on doing what's best for the country. Now, when I was in college and even after college, one of my absolute favorite groups was a group named Jethro Tull, with the leader of that group, a gentleman named Ian Anderson. And it's a coincidence that Ian Anderson and Bob Anderson have the same last name, my favorite mentor. I want to read to you some of the lyrics from Jethro Tull, and it concerns politics. Now, his most famous song is a song called Aqualung. His most famous album is an album of the same name. And what it does is it's kind of saying, hey, people are such hypocrites out there. Let's take a look and see what they're doing. And what really kind of got me interested in Jethro Tull was my roommate when I was in college, who was the son of a minister. And this guy, his name was Jim, and Jim, very, very smart, was the chemistry major of the year, the physics major of the year, something I'm not, okay? Very, very brilliant guy. And his dad was a minister. And Jim just rebelled against a lot of the things because he saw it exactly this way, and that's why he absolutely loved this album from Jethro Tull. So see if you can't get the points and see the similarities to what we have going on today. First song I want to read to you is called Wind Up. When I was young and they packed me off to school and taught me how not to play the game, I didn't mind if they groomed me for success or if they said that I was just a fool. So I left there in the morning with their God tucked underneath my arm, their half-assed smiles, and the book of rules. So I asked this God a question, and by way of firm reply, he said, I'm not the kind you have to wind up on Sundays. So, to my old headmaster and to anyone who cares, before I'm through, I'd like to say my prayers. I don't believe you. You had the whole damn thing all wrong. He's not the kind that you have to wind up on Sundays. Well, you can excommunicate me on my way to Sunday school and have all the bishops harmonize these lines. How do you dare to tell me that I'm my father's son, when that was just an accident of birth? I'd rather look around me and compose a better song, because that's the honest measure of my worth. In your pomp and all your glory, you're a poorer man than me, as you lick the boots of death, born out of fear. I don't believe you. You had the whole damn thing all wrong. He's not the kind that you have to wind up on Sundays. Whew. Next song, these are from the same album. It's called My God. People, what have you done? Locked him in his golden cage, made him bend to your religion, him resurrected from the grave. He is the God of nothing, if that's all that you can see. You are the God of everything. He's inside you and me. So lean upon him gently, and don't call upon him to save you from your social graces and the sins you used to waive. The bloody Church of England in chains of history requests your earthly presence at the vicarage for tea. And the graven image, you know who, with his plastic crucifix, he's got him fixed, confuses me as to who and where and why, as to how he gets his kicks. Confessing to the endless sin, the endless whining sounds, you'll be praying till next Thursday to all the gods that you can count. And by the way, just as an aside, my old roommate Jim's, his favorite line was, with his plastic crucifix. Do you think that had personal meaning for him, being the son of a minister? The last one I wanted to read to you was called Hymn 43. Once again, these are all from the album Aqualung. O Father high in heaven, smile down upon your son, who's busy with his money games, his women, and his gun. Oh, Jesus, save me. And the unsung Western hero killed an Indian or three and made his name in Hollywood to set the white man free. Oh, Jesus, save me. If Jesus saves, well, he'd better save himself from the gory glory seekers who use his name in death. Oh, Jesus, save me. I saw him in the city and on the mountains of the moon. His cross was rather bloody. He could hardly roll his stone. Oh, Jesus, save me. And in this Christmas season, please do some reflecting. Let's not be hypocrites about the things that we do. From Brian Williams, Ian Anderson, Jethro, Tull, the message is clear. Do you hear it? Are you listening? Have a Merry Christmas. And always remember, don't ration the passion, fashion the passion. I'm Eli's dad.